I'm an ape.
Yeah.
Are you, Bishop?
I'm not.
Okay.
Definitely I'm not.
Well, I'm an ape. I'm an African ape. And
Yeah.
I'm very proud to be an African ape.
Yeah.
And so should you.
Human beings are still fish.
Human beings are fish?
Why, yes, of course they are.
You're a single cell of annoyance that has crawled out of the primordial slime.
The toad is the ugliest of all the amphibians.
So here we have it, evolution, the human saga, and yet another rewrite of supposed facts. And this brings to mind the actual fact that science is not about truth. It's about our best guess thus far. And that's all we can really conclude from it. And I mean particularly when we're dealing with a soft science that relies so heavily on personal interpretations via worldviews or schools of thought or professional rivalries. And I chronicled example after example after example of quotations from all kinds of scientists to this fact. Now, people, atheists and others go on and on about, these differing interpretations of the Bible. It's like, are you kidding me? Interpretations of the Bible when you're interpreting a written text? Try interpreting a bone. Try interpreting a fragment of a skeleton. Try interpreting that. And you'll see why we have such diverging theories that are somehow still managed to be put forth as the true story of humanity and life on this planet. So here we have the most current of reworkings, rewritings, yes, taking into consideration the latest facts, and that's all well and good, of course. But the point being, you can't build your worldview on the interpretation du jour by evolutionists, because you'll be claiming that you have the facts of the matter and besmirching those who disagree with you, only to have to change your story in a day or a month or a year or 10 years. And this is one of the strange things about evolution. If you were to say something like, oh yeah, well, the theory of evolution doesn't explain how life came into being, and they'll tell you, well, you're misrepresenting evolution. Well, then where is it? Where is this grand theory of evolution? I mean, how do you know I'm misrepresenting it? Where is it exactly? You can't point to Origin of Species by Darwin, because that's all but discredited in being outdated, right? That's why you had neo-Darwinism, and that's why you have who knows what the next band-aid to be placed upon that theory is going to be. So how could I be misrepresenting something that doesn't really exist tangibly anywhere? I mean, what is the theory of evolution? What are you supposed to read everything in every library on Earth to figure out the theory? Because the second I say something like this, someone will write a Twitter-sized statement and say, oh, the theory of evolution is thus and such. Okay, but who made you the authority? And what's to keep the next person to say, no, you didn't get it right, it's actually thus and such? I mean, it's so ethereal, And in the info section, I'm going to post links to 2 series. One is about scientific Cenobites that shows how interpretation is based on what I stated, such as worldview, professional rivalries, protection of preferred theories, and what have you. And the other one is on Darwinian stories, because if you notice, the overwhelming majority of everything that any evolutionist will ever tell you, if you stop and think about it, it's actually a story. They're just concocting stories. They're just telling you quaint Victorian era tall tales, and they're passing it off as science. Next time you deal with that, think about it. Did they present me actual evidence, or did they just invent a story? So in this series, I give you examples via quotations about this fact, that what is being called the theory of evolution is premised upon and promulgated upon Darwinian stories, just narrative, and how a lot of them do indeed follow the basic motif of the saga, which is why I found fascinating that this most recent reworking is being done under the title, at least by Scientific American, as Evolution, the Human Saga.